Okay, so we're joining this game. This is the Champions of Westeros League. It's the top 8. And we have Marek on the bottom with Martell, Dark Wings, Dark Words. An agenda you rarely see these days, or ever in fact in the second edition. And at the top of your screen we have Ageon. This is, I think it's pronounced Xin Yu Yi from China, playing Stark, Aloof and Apart. And we are joining the game in the challenges phase of round 1. This is what the board is like. So we have two big characters for Stark, Robb, and the 7-cost Caitlyn. And we have a couple of, the whole set of Bastard Daughters for Marco, with the Fowler twins also on the board. So that's potentially 3 cards lost if Marco reveals Morghulis. Yeah, so 75 card deck with this agenda, and after you play an event you can draw an additional card. Some events also draw a card themselves, like Off to Galtown, so it's pretty good value, but I think you need a set of events that you can always play with this agenda. You can't be stuck with some weird reactions that you may not be able to trigger during the game because your opponent plays in a certain way. Okay, so Winter Festival will go through against a non-summer plot, City Festival. As you can see, Galtown is already on the board, so that's 6 gold gained. And in general, good economy here for Marek. Wyman Manderly works very nicely with both of these characters. But of course, anytime these big characters hit the board, some power will be potentially given away for prized with this agenda. And I have a strong suspicion that this Martell deck plays some resets. Problem is with Morghulis, of course you want to delay it for as long as possible until it becomes too dangerous not to play it, but then you give the opponent a chance to get some dupes on the board, and we have Robb and Wyman already protected, so now the question is whether the Harris is also in the deck. And a couple of interesting characters here. So Bella basically stops any kind of military challenge from doing damage because you're giving power away. She can be reshuffled. Okay, not that easy to just keep drawing her, of course, so it's a one-time use until you draw her again. And then we have this character Spotted Silva, which you also rarely see. She attacks, and then if you lose, each player has to return a character to their hand, and with the Fowler twins you can force a character to participate, Caitlyn for instance, so I think now Ageon will be forced to attack with Caitlyn. Just so she doesn't go back to hand with this reaction, of course. Using the Shadow City Bastard, So we'll be coming back with flea bottom triggers in the following rounds, maybe even this round, if necessary. Now Catelyn has to attack. And that's possibly the best possible card to be discarded here for Marco, because it will just be coming back in one of the following rounds from the discard pile. So no time limit in this tournament for these slow decks that take a lot of time. This is perfect for them. They can take as long as they need. Okay, so the Fowler Twins have not been used here. And of course not worth defending with Wyvern Manderly, because forced reaction would trigger. Okay, nothing else happens, so that's the Winter Festival and Power for Dominance. So decent start here for the Stark deck. But now of course things could get difficult. If a reset is played, for instance Morghulis, that's 3 cards lost, and the Amber Loyalist, all the cards lost basically. But a couple of survivors as well. On the other hand, if the Harris is played, Marco can keep most of his deck here, most of his board, and on the other side we'll only have, well, we lose 2 of the big characters probably, Catelyn and Wyman Manderly now. And that's exactly what happens. But at least the Amber Loyalist can survive this one, so no cards will be given away here. And again, the Winter Festival should trigger. Two power given away for prized. some more draw with this guy. So now Margulis takes 4 cards away. There are 4 of course in hand still at that point. But something unique is coming back, as we see. Sansa, and also have Winterfell, which should stop some of the tricks. Can stop Obela during the military challenge, and of course also spotted Silva during the trick challenges. And now Secret Schemes draws 3 and an additional one for the agenda. So we have Galtown, and we did see City Festival, but this is one of the plots where there isn't unlimited gold, so 8 cards in hand, but can play them all here. I expect we'll see the City of Spiders in one of the following rounds. So not a lot of power gain here for Stark, apart from this plot. There is Rob with Renown. Sansa does not have it currently. And we see one of these Shadow City bastards probably is going to take Sansa's icons, because she's the only one with the intrigue icon. And still Starfall is standing to be used later. Just using Winterfell on the power challenge to make sure it goes through. Also stops Doran from drawing a card. And Superior Claim, so okay. It's 9 power. That becomes 11 with Winter Festival. This is where Obela is nice, because she can take some power back, or she stops one of the challenges being initiated. And now taking the remaining power icon away, so Marco can win power on attack here. He can initiate all 3 challenges, and Aegon can only defend the military, it seems. Yeah, I think she was going to defend anyway, even if it's feeding Dawn. Okay, so that should be 11 now, with dominance to 6 on the other side. So 9 cards in hand, 8 after reserve is checked. If Morgulis is played, that's what's getting discarded here, Winterfell. That's useful. Now is there something useful here for Aegon, just going for the stand and economy. So I was thinking if Morgulis is played now, that's Amber Loyalist discarding 2 cards and Bastard Daughter discarding the last one. Or, yeah, something like that anyway. But then it would be only 5 gold and no character surviving here for Marco, so dangerous play. Especially since Rob survives, and then if anything useful is top decked, could be trouble. Still that Shadow City Bastard, of course, in the discard pile with flea bottom. I wonder if Heir to the Throne is in the deck for Stark here, trading for instance Sansa for Caitlyn. Okay, what do we have here? Here to serve in a Stark deck, interesting. And we have King Landing's Riot, so that's going to trigger. There should be 3 city plots in the used pile to discard everything from play at the end of the challenges phase, if of course Marco survives that long. Maester Lewin gives Rob insight, okay, gives nothing to Sansa. That's some very useful gold here. So if Marco does survive, King's Landing Riot should get rid of everything, including any dupes here. So Rob's dupe, and if, for instance, the other unique characters get duplicated here, and then Morgulis should kill everything. And the Amber Loyalists, of course, start working against Aegon here. But it's already 11 power, so some renown here, and it could get to 15, maybe even Caitlyn could do something. And it's a pretty fast character here, the Fast Eddie, and some passive power as well. So now this becomes basically one challenge and game over if Rob and Eddard attack in a power challenge, and we'll see how important discarding that Winterfell was, although yeah, this is not a winter plot, so using Winterfell when you want to use Eddard wouldn't have worked, but then 12 power and 2 renown doesn't matter anyway, you can do it without being able to trigger anything. Okay, some more icon control here for Marco would be nice. He has Starfall for 1 icon, but really needs to take most icons here from Eddard and Rob. Maybe something like Gaston Grey could help. Okay, saving the gold here for the challenges phase. 8 gold. One of the new card, Lord Anders' Host, has ambush 8. If that comes into play during a challenge, it can take Eddard back to hand, for instance, or maybe just something smaller like, for instance, 2 Dornish spies or something like that would be pretty good. Okay, so this tells me that the host is not in hand, because otherwise Eddard would probably be left alone here. So taking on icons from Sansa here leaves Rob with still plenty of help to push the power challenge through. Taking the other icon from Eddard as well. Okay, so now it's not enough for Aegon to win this one, because a power challenge with Rob gets him to 14. No other renown, and all the other challenges can be opposed. And then even with dominance, this power for the minstrel is lost before dominance is awarded. Okay, Sansa loses her icons as well. Still not enough to defend the power challenge though. That leaves 14 strength against potentially 6. Let's see earlier, 1 superior claim being played. If that's in hand, that could be enough. Probably not, because now we're not committing everything, so I guess plan B then would be to use the armory on the renowned character. Then he has to have enough strength to push the military challenge through as well. But then, what do you do against Bela here? Because she resolves, her reaction resolves before the renown on Rob. I think Marko needs to defend this one with enough strength to stop superior claim, or not bothered, I guess. He's thinking that it's not in hand, which is fair enough. Useful, stopping the power claim from going through. Okay, so if that was always in hand and not just taken with Dorn, I think Marko was always pretty safe with this. And I think we'll see the game turn around. And even using these old gates is a problem because of these two Amber Loyalists. It's just giving cards away basically for nothing because you can't keep them. Rob will get some more renown on himself. He is the one character that survives this plot. Interesting not using Obela here at all. I would have tried maybe to get this power down to 12 before that inevitable Morgulis. Because it could be something like Heads on Spikes that just resolves first and immediately wins. And looks like he can do that anyway. With this power challenge, just enough to beat the Amber Loyalist. Okay. And the game begins again. So removing Rob would be nice. He's alone at this point, so maybe even without Morgulis you can control him. You do still have the icon control and one more Shadow City Bastard, so maybe it's not that urgent. I think if Heir to the Throne is in the deck, it should be played now. Maybe to find the duplicate, although one is discarded, so the odds, 10 cards of 35, maybe not that great. And only one copy of each event, so no replaying that in Duran's name if Morgulis is played. It's only 5 gold. Okay. Return to the fields would have gotten an extra card, so no reason to get rid of Rob now. But of course the Annals of Castle Black, now that gets some additional draw, it gets one of the cards that Neil, the faction card I'm guessing in Doran's name, is the one that will be played. And yeah, plenty of icon control and additional confinement to be played. There is Vengeance as well on a Misty Morn. Let's see. Well, that's not worth it at the moment. And immediately going for the gold. Yeah, plenty of cards in hand, so no reason to get additional draw. And of course each event played also, well, the first 3 anyway, also get an extra card from the agenda. Well, looks good if the challenge goes through, of course, but we'll see. We'll see if it does. I think with Starfall, Shadow City Bastard and Confinement, okay, Shadow City Bastard and Confinement can only target Meister Wyman. Let's see if there are enough tricks to take the icons. Yeah, so this one is worth thinking about. It's perfect information, no cards in hand for Agion, so let's see if Marco can defend this. Vengeance can stop power claim, but not all the renown if both of these characters can participate, of course. And if power icons are taken, they can participate in the military challenge as well, and it's the same thing. Just checking other events, so nothing that great off to Galtown can be used, nothing that great in the discard pile, so hopefully there are some tricks in hand as well. Okay, Begging Brother stops Edart's trigger. Yes, I think so. This challenge will not be going through. Starfall will take one icon to stop both characters participating in the same challenge. And 4 gold left, I think. Probably we'll see another power icon that can just basically defend it if Eddard's icon is removed. Shadow City Bastard can take Meister Wyman's icon, so that leaves this 5 strength, which then wouldn't be enough. 9 cards in hand, so there has to be something else, yeah. Okay, similar thing, taking Rob's icon. Well, maybe use that old get now. Try to draw nightmares or something. So 2 ways of taking Meister Wyman's icon away. We have Confinement, and we have the Shadow City Bastard. Actually, we don't have the Shadow City Bastard in the... Ah, there it is. Pardon me. Yeah, so... Depends, of course, if Marco wants to play 2 different events from the discard pile here. Vengeance is the one that I would play here, and maybe off to Galtown if the Shadow City Bastard takes the icon. Also depends if he thinks this is the last round or not. He is on 9 power himself. Can win some challenges as well. But then does he have Morgulis to take the prize from Rob and Eddard is the question. So nothing else triggered in the action windows. Many tricks for sure. So these 2 icons are left. 8 should be enough to push it through. Then Vengeance stops the power claim. Eddard gets Renown. And whatever trigger there is here can get cancelled. There is no trigger anyway. And Eddard attacks alone anyway, which is not even enough to win the power challenge, it seems. Yeah, may as well defend. The only problem is that now it's a little more difficult to attack. So we might be going into another round after all. I was thinking 9, maybe get some unopposed. Can get yourself to 12 or 13 and then take prized. Dornish Spy also in the discard pile, so if that comes in with flea bottom, it can take the military icon. Win the military challenge. If Morghulis isn't going to be played, then maybe just guiding another character off the board may be useful. Or push the intrigue through, of course. That can reduce the options for next round. Okay. That's two very useful characters still left in the discard pile for flea bottom, but no more gold on it. With flea bottom and this guy, maybe unbridled generosity is also in the deck. Haven't seen it played yet. Confinement. So going for the third option, the one that I didn't suggest, just pushing the power through, and that should be unopposed here. Gets Marco to 11. But still no obvious way to get to 15. He needs 2 more, I think, for the prized to matter. So Agen still ahead, and now we'll see. I'm guessing that secret schemes played from the discard pile. Or does he want to keep Water Gardens as economy for next round? Yeah, with 9 cards in hand, maybe he has all he needs. Out with a Meister on the board. Wouldn't expect usually this in Stark. Did see this guy and Meister Luvin. And now City of Spiders for the gold. If it's not cancelled. Well, 4 gold here. That's 7 and whatever you can get from the Water Gardens. And no more tricks like Indorans name, so yeah. Stopping the gold makes sense. Now it just depends what he has top decked here. Wonder what the final plot is. I don't think it's Morghulis, because there were chances to play it before. Yeah, Winterfell would have helped a lot in the last couple of rounds. Now I think it's a little bit too late, possibly because these two are not going into a challenge together. Starfall will take care of them, I think. And still, outwit is of course not a winter plot, so stops your own triggers if you use it. Five gold after this, no gold on the flea bottom, and still one free non-character. Just getting some bodies on the board here to stop the power challenge going through is useful enough, I think, at this point. Well, it's a 4-cost location, so it has to do something useful. I think just stopping triggers for one challenge is not all that great. There is a 5-cost Winterfell planned in the next expansion, but it's a very provisional version at this point, so we'll see what that is like. And this is the killer. Gaston Grey stops Rob from attacking for the rest of the game, unless he is protected by Winterfell. Stark deck is holding pretty well against all of these tricks. If you see the cards left in the deck, so Stark started with 15 cards less because of the 75 card limit here, or minimum I should say, and now he has 9 cards less in remaining in his deck, so it was 15 and now it's 9. So even with secret schemes and the draw from the agenda and door and triggers, Martell has not really dominated this game in terms of draw. Although it seems like he's had these 9 cards in hand for basically the entire game, while the other side is basically empty. Yeah, again, just getting the icons is good enough here, I think. When Starfall takes something, might be the same thing as before, just taking power from Rob. 80 this time. It's not enough strength to push the power challenge through. Now they can both attack on military currently, and if Winterfell is used, it will be 2 renown to get to 14. Winterfell cancelled, so yeah. No gold in left in the gold pool to pay for that. He calls it thinking, so now the threat of Stark just winning is removed because the renown will be going away here from Rob with Gaston Grey. But I think it's not that important because Martell was already on 11 and he would have gotten some unopposed here. Yeah, just the one because of the agenda, yeah. So depends, of course, on Northern Armory. It can stand one strength 6 character to defend. Yeah, possibly without that play it would have ended something like 14-14, I don't know. Then depends what the last plots were. Yeah, just seeing these cards now, I think it was game over, whatever. Just something like when I woke on one of these characters, of course. This stops power claim. Then we have characters that can return stuff to hand. Only problem is that there wasn't all that much gold this round, so just leaving all the gold for the challenges phase and using those Southron messengers and stuff like that, I think is pretty good. You can always use Starfall to take the icon and use the messenger on anyone. So the only hope here for Aegon was to push a challenge through while protected by Winterfell, but was not enough anyway. On the military it would only have been 14. Yeah, I'm not sure what the logic is here, just reading the chat. So if Aegon, for instance, could have paid and Winterfell went through, so that's renown on both of these characters would get him to 14. Anything that's triggered, of course, is cancelled by... Well, it's not triggered because Winterfell stops it, so nothing can be triggered. So that's 14, all the characters are knelt, something stands with the armory, but there is no obvious way for Aegon to gain further power this round, so I think it was game over anyway for Marco here. Yeah, so Marco, the first player in the top 4. Let's see if I have... don't have this open, but let's show you anyway. This one. This is how things look in this particular event. And this is our pairings for the quarterfinals, so hopefully we can show you some other games from this tournament. If not, at least the final, I think, should be recorded. Yeah, so nice game. Thanks for joining me and see you next time.